Well, welcome to another week of fun and adventure at Cars Are People Too. What's that? Oh yeah, my voice. Okay, I gotta confess, this week's gonna be a little different because I was working on an exciting visit where you would hang out while I was doing a complete brake job on the Mustang, which is right behind you on the lift. I got, I don't know, halfway through it, maybe a little more, and I got throat punched with a bug. I don't know. Anyway, long story short, don't need to bore you with the details, but I was in bed for 3 days. It doesn't sound like it, but I'm on the other side of it now. I think I decided that I had some stuff in the can that wasn't quite ready on just some little work that I did on Mr. F here, and then it happened to be like 50 degrees that day. It's actually like 0 degrees right now with snow, but we didn't have any snow and it was like 50 degrees, so I took it out on the street for a little rip. And this week will be a little shorter. It's a little impromptu, but I hope you enjoy it. I love working on Mr. F. I mean, it's just eye candy for days. If I don't put a cover on him while I'm working on other stuff, I have to snap myself out of just standing in the shop looking at him, because it's just beautiful to me. So anyway, I don't have any wise words. I don't have any witty quips. I got nothing. I got a foggy brain that just wants to go back to bed mostly. But I'm in the shop today because I can't. I can't. So anyway, we'll get back on the Mustang next week. But this week, enjoy a little of your own eye candy there in the form of Mr. F. And yeah, appreciate you. I'd actually, let me just say this before I let you go. I really appreciate you being here. I really do. I appreciate you subscribing, appreciate you liking, I appreciate you commenting. I don't say it much because it seems a little cliche to me a lot of times, but the more followers that the channel's getting and the more appreciation that I've felt, it means a lot to me. I didn't think it would really mean that much to me, but I do appreciate it. I appreciate you guys spending your time and hanging out and just watching me fart around in the shop. So we'll get back to it next week. Yeah, without anything further, enjoy. Now I have to figure out how to get back out of the car. I wonder if I could just take a nap. You know, they don't put reclining seats in Cobras. Okay, get out of here.
Well, we're gonna try this again. Got the exhaust on, replaced the IAC valve, and we're just gonna see if that makes any difference at all. See if it'll start and idle. That's really the main thing. Once it's idling, we're pretty golden. And then, you know, in 6 months when it's spring, we can drive it. Oh well. I want to be ready though, you know what I'm saying? I want to be ready. All right, there we go. All right, see what happens. Yow. Okay, on. Ooh, that's the most it's done so far. Okay. You know what it's acting like? It's acting like the ignition's off. Okay, but it's not. All right, let's see if I give it a little gas. Okay, if I give it a little gas, it runs. That smoke is just oil burning off. Nothing to worry about. I've got my foot on the throttle just a little bit. It runs really good. I'm wondering if I just need to idle it up. Shouldn't have to though. Oh, it's idling. Did you just hear it rev up like that? Something happened. It could be the computer kind of woke up. Let me get a flashlight. Oh, it's over here. He's alive. I went ahead and opened the doors so that I could leave it idle for a bit and let it warm up. Try to get it to temperature. Check for leaks. Voltage is good, oil pressure is good. It's like it had to relearn or something. And I had my foot on the throttle just a tiny bit, and all of a sudden it smoothed out, revved up, and then it's idling fine. So no leaks right now, so that's a plus. When is it going to be spring? I don't smell gas. I don't smell any problems. All right, we're getting some temp in it now. Water temp 170. So awesome. I can't get the grin off my face. I just can't do it. Okay, so we've got stuff cooking off still. Also, something I noticed that we will check into later is the voltmeter. It runs, every once in a while it's recycling itself. Like, you know, when you first turn on the ignition, it cycles and then steadies. Well, it's doing that, and I'm not sure why. None of the other gauges are. But yeah, I don't, we'll let it cool down. I'll check for leaks again. But I think we're ready to jam this thing on the road. Yeah, the heater reminds me that it's too cold out, so. It might not stop me though. I'll tell you, if the roads stay clear of salt and we don't get a lot of precipitation, we may be jamming this thing on the road just for the fun of it. So, very cool, very, very cool. I fully expect to have to tighten down some different things. You know, when you're building something, you torque everything to spec the best you can, or as tight as you can, or as tight as you should. Always seems to be a little bit of loosening up over the miles. So we'll just do it as we need to do it. But I'm just, you know, pretty much in love. So you'll have to pardon me, because people do weird things when they're in love. So, all right, well, I'll call that a win. I don't know about you. Yeah, I'm just gonna let it cool down here, and we'll just move on. So there was a restrictor plate on this idle air control valve when I took the old one off, and I just put it back on because I was like, well, it must supposed to be there, you know. It's obviously been on the car the whole time I owned the Mustang. So I'll show it to you. It's got some writing on it. And it's just a, it says plenum on that side. So these are the size holes that it would have otherwise, and then this restricts it down. So after I put it all together, being the curious sort of person, no, I'm not like, I'm a curiosity. I'm not describing myself. I'm saying I have curiosity in myself. Why am I explaining this to you? I don't know. Anyway, I got online because honestly, I had no idea. Like, I've never seen it, never heard of it. And what the internet told me, I just love that we have such a trustworthy source of information. But really what the people on the forums were saying is this is placed on there to, I guess what it causes is the idle to drop a lot quicker. So between shifts, you're not having to wait for the engine to come down to the proper RPMs. It drops quickly. You can get it in gear, hit it again, which I thought, well, that sounds good. But then a couple of posters said with their particular engine combination, what they found is it gave them idling issues, like their vehicles wouldn't idle. And of course, you know me, being a smart guy that I am, had that light bulb go off, and I thought, well, Eric, you're having trouble with idling. They're having trouble with idling, and they're blaming this for it. So, all that to say, that long drawn out, I'm removing it now, and I'm gonna see, you know, see how it likes it. Does it like being able to just, does this valve just like to be able to breathe? Does it like to breathe? All right, there we go. And I'm gonna Yes, I'm going to hope that the answer to that question is a resounding absolutely, where it'll just start and run like it's supposed to. Now, the oddity is that when I first bought the Mustang, that this engine was in its current configuration, minus the bottom end rebuild, I never had any idling problems with it. It started up, barked off, did all the stuff it was supposed to do. It only developed this problem. I don't know why. It seems a little odd, but it's a machine, so who knows. Also, what was I saying? Well, I'm not exactly 100% sure that having rebuilt the engine, we haven't changed something, hopefully by putting it together properly. So I'm just going to say, hey, with this combination, it doesn't seem happy with that restrictor plate in there. And I'm going to hope that's it. We're going to crank her up when I get this in and see if it'll just idle. So I can't remember if I told you this at the outset, but after I had it running there and it was idling, I let it cool off and I cranked it up again while you weren't here, and it did the same thing. It wouldn't idle until it actually took less time before it would idle. So that's when I started doing the dive. I was like, well, what is that weird, getting a phone call. I'm going to ignore it for now. Oh, yeah, what is that weird restrictor? I don't know. So, learn something new if you just ask the questions. Now I know. Now I have one. Maybe I'll have another project that it works in, that I want to run it. Come on. Okay. I'm always leery about how tight and how far to go with these because they're plastic. You want them tight and sealed, but you don't want to break them either. Okay. All right. Let's just give it a try while we're here. And yeah, well, we'll just see. No press of the throttle, no nothing. have a little power steering whine going on, but I had to drain it out when I took the motor out. So it could be, it's cycled through and now I have to, oh, why are you looking down there? Hey, hi, I'm right here. I may have to add some fluid to that. Super stoked. I'm standing where the car was and there's no drips or leaks or anything. So I think I'm gonna shuffle the shop around a bit. I'm gonna put the Cobra up where the trailer used to be. I took it out this morning. And that way, if I get a nice day, it's by the door. I can pull it out. We can take a little quick road trip in it, whatever. I'm very excited to do that. So if the weather cooperates, we will. Anyway, okay, now you learned all you need to know about idle air control valve restrictor plates. I don't know. All right, I guess I'm gonna start pushing cars around. Well, I figured since it's cold outside, and also, you know, I just want to, I think we're gonna take Mr. F out. You know, without his hood, of course, because we ain't got time for that. Yeah, let's just, I know we've been wanting to, it'll just be a short ride, but let's go ahead and do it. The last time I did this was without you and the engine blew up. So maybe this time we'll be luckier because you're here. So, all right, well, let's go for it. All right. I always thinking, what am I forgetting? You know, I always have those thoughts. As far as I know, nothing. But you know, once bit, twice shy. That's how the saying goes. All right. Uh-oh, there's mud. This is my choice, you know. Okay. Let's see what we got. Oh, she died again. Maybe I didn't let it warm up enough. Oh, it's bad luck again. Struck again. Let's just let it warm up a little bit. Battery's charging really well. Plenty of oil pressure. The engine's cold. Clock works. Got plenty of fuel. I know this mirror is like almost useless, but I like the look of it. It looks cool to me. bit. No, what are you talking about? It's not cold. You should have brought a warmer jacket if you're worried about being cold. I know if I get stranded, my wife will come pick me up. It'll be fine. And I'll just be honest with you, you know, I'm on pins and needles. I want it to work so bad. And I know not everything will be perfect. It still needs an alignment. I'm still not 100% sure my brake lights are working. I mean, they're working, but in conjunction with the turn signals, I'm not sure. My voltmeter, I think, has a loose connection because it keeps, you know, doing that. But I told you this is going to be a short ride. We're just going to the end of the road and back, you know. And then we can pick icicles out of our nose hairs. Let's see if it'll idle. Yeah, it's idling. You still smell the paint, you know, cooking off the engine a little bit. Some of the oils. This thing is a hot rod. I'm just telling you. A cold day, cold tires. These are really good tires, the Mickey Thompsons. But we're not going to take a chance. You know? How does it go? Take a chance, slow dance, make a little romance. But we're not going to make a little romance today. This summer, we will do that. Try to let some smoke out of the tires, but we got to do this shakedown stuff first. Make sure it's not going to fall apart on us in the middle of it. This is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have some good times, I think. I got to remember I don't have power brakes in this. All right, it's time to go slow. Oh, see? So when you let off the throttle really fast, it wants to die. That's interesting. I had to give it just a little bit of gas, but now it'll idle. We'll track it down. We're getting closer. I'll tell you that right now. My foot's not on the throttle at all. It's idling just fine. Go through my little mud bog here. Oh, see, there you go. Interesting. All right, let's try this again. Come on. See, there goes, it dies again. Okay, well, we will figure this out. Like I said, we're getting closer. Well, appreciate you going out with me. Going out with me, not like we're dating. I'm just saying, like, you know, you took a ride in the car, Mr. F. I wish you could smell the smells. It's basically just kind of new engine, new build, plastic, you know, hot paint, metal, oil. It's all just still burning off. And so when I'm smelling that stuff, I'm trying to discover the smells underneath the smells, like the ones that aren't good. But it's real easy to like just get worried about it. But don't worry about it. It's just the way it is. So I made the mistake of trying to check this just now, and it overflowed on my hot headers. So that was smart. I also need to check, once it cools down, my coolant level, because I'm sure I've run some more coolant through there, you know, to kind of fill out the cavities and whatnot. So I've unhooked the battery. We'll probably leave the hood off of it for now, just because I want to take a peek at things. So I do have a plan to actually put hinges on that hood, maybe later this year, next year. We'll see. I've got some plans, but yeah, it's just something I want to do. I wanted to build it this way, with the hood pins and because my whole goal was trying to build the base kit. Really the only thing I stepped up from the base kit was powder coating the frame, and then the gauges. They're the GPS style gauges. Other than that, you know, I mean, wheels and interior cost me, but the kit itself was a base kit with the donor car. So, but now that I did that, you know, I'm up here. You know, we always want to be improving on our hot rods. So that is on the list. Okay, well, I'm gonna let this cool down. We still have something to figure out, but now that it's running, I think it's gonna be easier to figure it out. It seems to want to die, like if you've been driving it and then you, like for instance, push in the clutch and let off the throttle, it dies. And as you can see, it didn't want to start immediately again without some throttle. If I babied it coming to a stop and kind of kept the RPMs up, and I didn't let them just drop on their own, it would stay running, no problem. So you might consider that again to be related to the idle air control. I don't know. I'll have to do some more research and see what I can come up with. I could always put on the old idle air control valve, which was probably working. It just had the restrictor plate in it, and just see if it acts differently. And I may do that the next time we take it out and, you know, it's a nice day or whatever. But I got other stuff to do. So playtime is over. Playtime's never over here. It's always playtime. So anyway, hope you enjoyed it. I know I did.